This is Pat D's on Money Me. Says we are live. I'm trying this out actually. I've never gone through. Typically, when I go live on my other channel, I've used StreamYard. So I wanted to see what the difference was by going live here using the YouTube Studio. So I've never done that, and I really appreciate everybody that has stopped by. If you get a chance, please subscribe to the channel. You guys want to talk about certain stock, it's not working. I think it's working. I think you're busting my stones. Pin message. Craig, have you done the YouTube Studio before? Let me see. Hold on a couple. Give me a minute too. Hey, Dave. Hey, yeah, I know. Haynes was up today like 25%. I have never tried the YouTube Studio Live from my desktop before, so this is the first time I've done StreamYard. Oh, it says it's. Let me see if I don't get no audio. It says it's feedback up on. Yeah, no, it's working. So I don't know why we all use StreamYard and stuff like that. I'm not sure. So, but no, it seems to be working fine. I'm not sure why we need to necessarily always use StreamYard and burn up the hours that way. So I went back on the YouTube Studio and tried it this way. But let's get in and talk a little bit about the market. I need to get some watch time in. The Dow today was down 9.93 points. Finished the day at 31,375.83. I'm going to probably be live here for about a half an hour, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys saw the video today, I did on the Roku, down about $8,000 on that stock. But I did do. I'm going to make a video. I did do. I was going to do $1,000, but I'm doing a $1,500 stock option challenge where. This to see how basically just doing options what we trade. I did 5 trades. 4 of them I've already done over in a day already, and I've sold those. So I am gonna probably once a week post the trades of the week that I did, and share with you guys the trades that I did. And the goal is obviously to take the 1,500 and grow it and see how much I can grow it to over the end of the year. I think on it realistically, I could probably grow that 1,500 into 10,000 over the course of now until the end of the year. So, hey, Arthur Leslie, thanks for stopping in. Basically, I just want to go live on this channel here using the YouTube Studio. So that's why I'm here testing out this software instead of using StreamYard. Arthur, is there anyone in the chat that certain stocks? I know T was here. She just mentioned Haynes. So why don't we highlight Haynes, and let's see what Haynes HBI, I think. Yeah, Haynes brands today finished 1986 today. Let me see. Oh, can you share? Oh, okay. See, that's another thing. Can you? I don't think you can share. Can you share? Let me see if you can share. Oh, no. So I don't think you can screen share using YouTube Studio. Not sure. This is like I said, this is just a test. So, sorry if I'm wasting anybody's time. Yeah, I don't think you can screen share on this one. So again, if you guys are watching this, what I'm trying to do is check out the differences between using StreamYard and using YouTube Studio. So it doesn't appear that I can screen share. I was going to screen share Haynes, a stock that T owns, but she doesn't pay much attention to it today. But they came out and the stock they beat their earnings, and the stock has actually made a 52-week high today. Arthur, I appreciate you making comments on my videos that you watch. It helps, drive. So it's tough when you're trying to grow a new channel and stuff like that. But I think there's just so much potential in this channel to talk about things and all things money that are related and stuff. Probably gonna, like I said, probably be live here. I'm not sure, 20, 30 minutes and stuff like that. Not gonna be here like back in the day when we used to do 2 hours on a. So Haynes provided earnings and net sales guidance for the first quarter. The company expects to earn 24 to 20 cent range and about $1.5 billion in sales. They had only expected to earn 18 cents, so that's a 50% jump. So instead of 18 cents, they're going to earn 24 to 27 cents. The board of directors also declared a quarterly cash dividend of 15 cents to be paid on March 19th. So that means for every share that you have, you'll get 15 cents. Thanks. Hey, I see 7 people. Hey, Jen. I appreciate it. This is a test of the YouTube Studio software. If anyone's not subscribed, please click up top. And it's different from when you look at YouTube and StreamYard in the back, like how things look so much different. So the only thing I don't like about this, it's nice to go YouTube live like this, but you can't share screens. So when I want to talk about certain stocks and I want to show you guys on the screen, I can't share that. So how many of you guys actually participate in the market? If you guys participate in the market, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, Craig, I'm going to make you a moderator actually too. And some of my normal people, and Jen, you don't mind moderating over here also, do you? I only had like 3, so because I haven't really go live over here. So, I don't need to give everybody that responsibility. But if you guys could put, I see there's 8 people in here. If you guys could put a 1 in the chat if you participate in the market, whether it's a 401k, IRA, stocks, let me know. Yeah, Connie, I kind of, you just enjoy yourself and sit back and relax, and you just have fun. I can't give you a wrench, Connie. You might get crazy there with the wrench. I'm sorry. Oh, 2 hip chicks. Connie's put me on the spot there. I'm sorry, Connie. But we got to go out and have a pizza first before we. But has anybody? Is there any stocks that you're particularly looking at that you're interested in that you think is good? I don't know if you guys saw the portfolio I did. The CBS. Okay, yeah. Here's and Arthur asked me if I was going to keep it updated, and I said yes. So my February picks the other day was CVS, eBay, Texas Roadhouse, Dollar General, Peccar, and I'm saying this that ticker symbol. Hold on, let me say it exactly. What? And Cinerex Energy is the other one, and yeah, Peccar. They make is an American large manufacturer of medium and heavy duty trucks. And Dollar. I don't know if I mentioned Dollar General. Dollar General actually has done since I've mentioned it. Dollar General. I mentioned Dollar General at 195.72. No problem, Dawn or Mary. Thank you. Dollar General already was up 2.5% today, so 203. So I mentioned it at 195.72 with a target of 215 to 220. And it's already up to almost 204. So since I've mentioned that in the last 2 days, you got Dollar General up about $8 already. So I will be keeping you guys up to date. These are basically what I'm trying to show you. And I know that I'll get some criticism of the video that I did today on the $8,000. How could a guy lose $8,000? Look, it's a paper loss right now. I haven't closed out the position. Hey, Schreiker, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you coming by and supporting the channel and supporting me over at Pat D's. Oh, I got a call. Hold on 1 second. Hey, I'm live on my other channel. Can I call you back later? All right. Thank you. Bye. That was actually, I was talking to somebody earlier. We have a mutual friend Robin that's in the hospital, but I had a conversation earlier, so somebody was calling me back. So I appreciate. I told her to call back, and she giggled and laughed. So sorry about that, but that's part of being live, you know. I watch the vehicle recalls and occasionally see Picard. Would be interested to see the recall timing versus stock performance. Yeah, the reason, Arthur, and I want to tell you the reason why I got into pick that stock. And full disclosure, I do own. I'll tell you the stocks that I own currently right now, and I created the portfolio to picks. I own CVS, eBay, EX, the EX. I always forget the name. Cinerex Energy. So 1, 2, 3. I have owned. I don't currently own Dollar General right now personally, but I have owned it in the past. So 3 out of those 6, there's 3 stocks that I picked that I personally own, and I wanted to show you stocks so that you didn't think that, oh, well, he's just picking stocks that he owns to try to push his own agenda. No, that's not the case here. What I did was I picked stocks that you could go in, and if you were looking for stocks to buy right now, which ones would you buy? And those were the 6 stocks that I picked. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't. 2 weeks from now, I could sell it. If I get a 10% move or it hits my target price, and I'll get back in. Like I sold some eBay options last week. I'll give you an example. Now I'm down $8,000 on that Roku short. Now Roku today had a high of, so it did pull back some of that gain initially when I done the video. But Roku today had a trading range, low of 433.53 and a high of 484.85. So it settled at 467.30. So it actually pulled back 17 points from the top. It's still probably gonna, I think personally it's overvalued. Obviously, I wouldn't hold a short into it. But it may take some time for it to still the MACD's it's not looking good right now. It might even lose a little bit more money temporarily. So I might have to trade in and out of it, and it's going to take me some time to break even. But I'm working on other positions now. I had eBay last week. I made about $3,000 on eBay options, and that did good for me today. I bought options for roughly around 250 and sold them, mostly all of them, for around 750. And so I had 25. I made close to about $5,000 on eBay last week alone. I bought some options for 150 and sold for $5. And then I bought some options for 250 and sold for average 750. I didn't sell them all in a day. When eBay was down to 61, I held on to 4 contracts, which was 400 shares, and I sold them off yesterday. So, hey, Chris the Goose, what's up, buddy? I'm actually just testing this. This is a spontaneous live. I'm testing the YouTube Studio Live versus the StreamYard. So what I don't like about YouTube Studio Live, it looks clear on the screen. It's nice to see the chat, but I can't screen share any charts or things like that unless I'm missing out on something. But I don't see a button for screen share. So, that would be a nice feature to do. But I want to thank everybody who's listening in the background. If you guys could give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. There's 12 in here. If we match those thumbs up. I really need to get more watch time to grow this channel. I did pass over 200 subs last week, and I'm just going to keep putting content every day. I think once I have the commitment that I'm doing this and people know that I'm serious about it, and there's always money to be made in the market. Yeah. Well, no, Schreiker, when I want to do that, I will. Okay. When I want to do that, what I will do is I will use StreamYard and I will show the charts and stuff. Yeah, the Roku is honestly, Lisa, has been a tough position for me. I did Today that went against me by about $3,500. The account that I manage, and but I made up $1,500. So the account only went against me like 2,000 to the negative today, but because I made money on the other issues that I bought and sold some options and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is do this options portfolio challenge where I take 1,500 and I'm hoping to turn it into 10 grand. Already just in one day I turned the 1,500 into I did 5 options, 2 in Zoom, 1 in Disney, 2 Zoom calls, 1 Disney put, 1 Facebook call, and 1 put on Roku. And here's the sad part about the Roku. I was actually in the money. I had bought it for $260. I was in the money yesterday because the stock was down 5 points. And this morning I was in the money probably about $150. And then all of a sudden, throughout the whole day, once it probably got to be around 11:30, 12 o'clock, between 12 and 2, that stock shot up like 30 points. So, a 10% move. I wish I would have had the opposite. Instead, I would have had the calls, because the calls today, and this is if people who are watching this don't understand options, the calls today, for example, I'm going to give you for an example. Let me log in to Ameritrade. So the stock, but like anything, and just I am not a financial expert. I am not licensed. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes. I got to fully disclose that, so that oh, you told me to go out and buy. Okay, so it closed the day at 467. Now, so it was at 430. Let's just say 440 roughly. So had I had 420 puts, which I will they will expire worthless. But 460 calls today were up 493%. Hey, Virginia, and have I ever messed with mining stocks? No. But if you guys, it's funny because if you sign up for Webull, you get free stock. I got free stock, and one of them is mining. So, for example, yesterday you could have bought the 450 calls for $3. They were at $14.65 close today. And they had a high today of $28. So they closed up 500%. Now, what's 500%? Basically, is $100. It would be worth about $600, rounding up a little bit. So I mean that's amazing. Now you couldn't buy $100 because the contract itself is $298. The low today was $1.90. So you would have had to put $200 in if you would have hit exactly the low. But you would have basically got 7 times your money. So you would have had to get it. Now, what's a contract? A contract controls 100 shares. But the risk is if it doesn't hit, just like I bought a contract yesterday for $2.60, which is $260. If it doesn't hit it by Friday, because it was a weekly option, it'll expire worthless. Now, don't panic. But, you're saying, Pat Dees, what are you doing wasted $260? I did 4 other trades that I made so far in this $1,500 challenge just in one day. I'm up to $1,900. So ultimately, probably for the week, I will even if I take a loss on that one, I'm ahead $500 right now on 5 trades. So 4 trades were profitable. One was 53%. One was 84% return. One was a 49% return, and one was a 78% return. Honestly, if I could take that 1,500 and make $500 a week on that position, I should be able to hypothetically turn that into about $20,000. Does an option run from Monday through Friday or just any 5 business days? You can buy an option any day, Monday through Friday, when the market is open. The ones that I'm talking about are weeklies, meaning they typically expire this week or next week. The ones that I bought were all, one was this, what happened if you guys, for example, saw Disney was up yesterday. So I thought that was an opportunity. So I threw $153. Now you got to keep in mind, is throw. It sounds like it's gambling. Well, no, I put 15. I have $1,500 in this account, and the idea is obviously to grow the account and show you that you can make money through trading options. And people who really, understand options. If you don't understand options, never. But this is how you learn. This is how you see how a guy does it and how he makes money. And by doing this, the thing is with options, it's not like holding stock. When you hold stock, you rest assured you can go to bed at night and not, in a sense, worry. Options are, you got to watch throughout the day, and you got to have a lot of, willpower to know when to sell. And there's times I've sold, and it went up even more, and I lost. And then there's times like I could have took a today I put in a sell order at $5, and at one time it was like 440, 450. I would have had $180 profit on that position, but then all of a sudden when the stock got ahead of me and it ran, then the best I can hope for is by Friday is or tomorrow, even if the stock drops probably 10 points, 15 points, that option, or even I may sell the option at a slight loss. Maybe I might sell the option at $1. No, you could sell even before it hits the strike price. It don't matter. It's a contract. Yeah, you could sell. You're not locked into 5 days, and you can buy ones a month out. Like I sold my eBay options and I bought April 65s. April 65 gives me the opportunity to buy eBay stock for $65. I paid $2.50. So for me to break even on that, eBay has to be at $67.50. What I hope for is by April, the stock is at $70, and that basically I would be 5 points in the money. If I paid $2.50, that means it's worth $5. That means I double my money. I'm taking a chance on that contract that eBay, in a sense, will go up $5 or $6 in the next 2 or 3 months, which I think it will. Now, I don't care if it happens in 2 weeks. I can sell my contract and do that. In the last day, like I knew Disney would probably drop, so I bought for $153, and I sold it today for $220. Now I only made $75 off the position, but it was a 49% return. So you don't always necessarily need. What I'm going for in this account is total return. Now, they say basically as long as I'm successful on 60 to 70% of these option trades, I will grow the account every week. So, I mean, that's obviously the goal. You say, oh, how what's the experience I have? I've been trading actually 20 years, and now I have accounts that I manage that I don't do no options at all. I manage my oldest son's 401k. We don't do no options at all. We do strictly all stocks. The positions that we have in that account, we actually sold some eBay yesterday for 64, 65 because we bought it at 50. And it was a large position. We have CVS in that one. We have about 4 different companies. There's a new company that we bought just recently. They are making electric buses. They are, I think if I recall correctly, and I'll probably do a video on them in the future, they are from Canada. But, now with the Biden administration in there, and there is a big push internationally for electric vehicles, and really to trying to get away from gasoline. And a lot of governments are throwing tax dollars at these incentives for people to do all things electric. So this company is making buses and doing a lot of, and the market cap on the company is only approximately $1 billion. Now, so some people watching this might say $1 billion is a lot, but it's really not, considering. I'll give you what the market cap is on Tesla. Does anybody, if you everybody in the chat, I assume, has heard of Tesla stock before, right? That the market cap on Tesla is $805 billion. That company a year ago, market cap was approximately $120 billion. basically you had a 700% increase in the value of Tesla just in the past year. You could have bought that March 18th, that stock was $72. Today it closed at $849.46. I mean, it is. I missed out on it. There's been times I have a friend mutually who doesn't do YouTube, but he's a reseller on Amazon like I am, and we talk about the market. And there was several times that we could have got in that option on Thursday, but it would have expired the next day and turned 1,000 into 30,000. But that's the and that's the risk you take. Some people say, "Oh, I can't afford the risk of 1,000." What you got to learn is when you're doing stocks or options, for example, let's say you take 1,000 and you turned it into $3,000. That's not the time to say, okay, now I'm going to invest the full $3,000. Maybe you pull back your original $1,000 and you only invest the profits, so that in case you catch it wrong or you catch a bad timing, or the market goes down for a couple of weeks and stuff like that, you still have your original investment. T, who's in the chat, auctions for you. She bought Haynes. I think it was $7-8 roughly, and she had doubled her money. And I told her, I said, don't watch it go back down. And it was dead for a while. I said, why don't you sell half of it and now let the money run? So she got all her money back, and the position that she holds now is all it's running itself. So the profit now is running. You're basically what I call using the house's money, and it's got a dividend yield of 3% in the past year. Yeah, that stock. But see, that stock been up and down. That stock on April the 2nd was $7.25, and it had gone up to $17.58 in October 20. But then it dropped all the way back down to 13 on November the 10th. And $12.45 November so here we are back at $20. Some people say, oh, if she had it all, she would have made it. Yeah, but what happens if it would have went the other way? I mean, here's a stock that I missed out on, and Tilray, that's the Canadian pharmaceutical cannabis company. Here's a stock that I had in the 20s and sold in the 20s way too early. And this stock was December 29th, $8.22, and it closed today at $42.35. Today alone, it was up 41%. They signed a contract to import and distribute, I guess, over they're going to export medical marijuana to the United Kingdom. Right. Yeah, I do. I remember that, T. I remember that we were talking about that. So, you sometimes, but what I generally like to do, if it's just a stock account, I like to basically shoot for a 30% return. So I try to hit 10% every 4 months and hit 30% return. You're not getting 30% in the bank, and typically even a mutual fund will only give you 10 or 12% on average, because they own a big basket of stocks, where 30% is a tremendous return. Basically, at 30%, you will double your money every 2.5 years. And in options, I would like to that magnet. I don't even want to say 100%, because obviously I just showed you I made 50% in one day. So the magnification of options is so huge. I'll give you Tilray today was up 41%. So if you had, let's say, hypothetically, this is all, that you, if you had Tilray 35s that would expire this Friday. This is where a lot of people who do inside trading get themselves in trouble, because they find out this information. Instead of going to buy the stock, they get greedy and they jump in the options. Okay, a 35 call you could have bought yesterday for 72 cents. It closed at $8 today, so it closed at 1,000%, 1,011% actually. So let's say hypothetically someone would have put $1,000 into it yesterday. At 1,000%, you would have made $10,000. So 10 times your money in one day. this is where the Securities Exchange Commission will watch people and watch things, what's going on. Because if you would have put, for example, let's say somebody had inside knowledge and would have put $5,000, and oh my God, I just noticed now after hours, it's up another 14%. So it's actually up to 48.27. People that were short on the stock now are having to buy back in. So they're getting squeezed. They're having to pay higher prices, like I did with Roku. When you sell short of stock, you're borrowing the stock. Like I sold them at 320. Well, now if I buy them back today, I got to pay 400 and $30 or $40, whatever, oh, it closed at 460 some today. So that's the situation. Yeah, exactly. The short squeeze. And some people, if they don't have the patience or they get margin calls or willing to add, or like what I did is I added some money a couple months ago from another account and I sold off some, and I'm making money on some positions to carry it, but there's only so long I can carry it too. But I do feel that I probably won't make no money in that position, but I hope to break even. And it don't matter, because then even at break even, I'm going to recoup that $8,000 back. But going back to, let's say there was insider information. I'm talking about all this so you guys kind of understand the big picture. Let's say someone took, hey, they're going to, they put 5,000 in the stock. Now, even after hours, it's up. So it's up 50%. So you would have made $2,500. But that same $5,000, knowing that inside information, would have turned into $50,000 in options contracts. So you can see the magnification. So 5,000 into 7,500 versus 5,000 into 50,000. That's a major difference. There's where you get some people and they get greedy, and this is what happens. Now, one of the stocks I'm watching, and I'm going to bring up here real quick, and I want to keep track of the time because I know that T and Donna and T's basically probably busy listening in the background. So I appreciate the support, and I need the watch time on this channel and stuff like that. And I wanted to practice with this YouTube studio. So I lost my train of thought there for a second. I wanted to talk to you. That's what I was going to bring up. Something is going on, I think, with Walgreens, because this Friday's expiration contracts, and we'll see. I don't know. I did buy a little bit, not part of the challenge, but there was over almost 9,000 contracts traded on Walgreens that expire this Friday for the stock at $50. So they trade it from like 80 cents to like $1 roughly today. And even the 50 here, I'm going to pull it up, and I'm using I can't pull it up the screen share with you, so I'm pulling it up on the if any of you guys, that's what's nice about now is, I mean, years ago you'd have to go to your computer. Now you can do it right off your phone. So Walgreens, yes, exactly. So on options, if you get it wrong and you don't close out the position by expiration, you lose the entire investment because that contract is for that time period. On the stock, you just have to you lose until you sell out. Walgreens was a stock we had in an account that we bought in the 50s, in the 40s, and then it dropped. It was down like in one account that I managed for my son at one time. That stock was probably down $4 or $5 grand, and I made money in other stocks, sold it, and added to Walgreens, lowered my cost, and wound up turning a $4,000 loss into like close to a $3,000 gain. So there was a $7,000 swing there. Okay, the 50 calls closed at 76 cents. It had a spread of 54 cents to $1. There was 10,000 contracts traded today. So that's 10,000 contracts times 100 shares. That's somebody is betting that this stock, if they buy it at 75 cents, for example, they're betting by Friday the stock has to go to $50.75 just to break even. How many people would buy an option contract just to break even? So the 51 had 7,000 contracts. The 52s, 700. So somebody is basically betting. My thinking is usually on options, they at least want to make 50 to 100%. So somebody is betting that Walgreens by Friday is going to be at $52 to $54. Now, if it hits $54, that person that bought it at 70, they're gonna make 3 or 4 times their money by Friday just in that options contract. I hopped on um, I hopped on board and put some of my profits from something else into it, and I think I put 400. If I hit it 400, go to 1,000 to 2,000, somewhere in that range. Maybe there's rumors that maybe it's gonna get bought out. Maybe they're gonna go private. It was last year one time at 60, 62, and there was rumors of a hedge fund just basically taking it private. Let me look at the and when that didn't happen, then all of a sudden it just kind of stayed down. Walgreens has a dividend yield of 3.74%. They bought some Rite Aids, they closed it down. They have back 2 years ago, November 30th, the stock was $84.67. It closed at 50. It had a low of 34, $34. We had bought some in the 50s, bought some in the 40s, and bought some in the 30s. And like I said, we turned basically a $4,000 loss into approximately a $3,000 gain. Plus, actually had options on it a couple weeks back and made money. One of the stocks, Walgreens is going to do good because with the COVID, the government is paying them and a lot of money to administrate. This will be an expensive rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, but they just announced today that they're going to use Uber and give free rides to the pharmacy to get these shots. So there's going to be a lot of money being thrown at this all across the world to have these big pharmaceuticals. CVS is one of them. CVS is coming out with earnings next week, and that's a stock, like I said, we like with more foot traffic in the store. And you're talking like this company, CVS, like trades at 12 times earnings. That means basically for the value of the company, they could buy themselves out. If they took all their money that they made in 12 years, they could take the company private, and that's relatively cheap. But I mean, CVS ain't growing at the rate of, let's say, another retailer like Five Below, or a smaller retailer. One stock that is really I've helped somebody that Disney's lately has been a monster. You would think with the parks closed, but they're streaming with the Disney Plus TV. That stock had bottomed out at approximately $86 on March 20th, and now is at an all-time high. Yesterday had hit like $191. It has never been that high. I mean, back in I remember that stock you could have bought when the recession had hit back in like the 2007, 8-ish. Well, and real quick quote, 2009, that stock was $20.68, January 30th. So now here we are, 2019, 2022. So roughly 12 years later, that stock, you would have got 9 times your money. So if you're watching this, don't be scared. If you put money in the bank, you should always have a certain amount of money in the bank as a cushion, as a safety net. But above and beyond that, don't be afraid to invest in the market. If you don't have the knowledge or have the money to lose, don't invest into options. I'm giving you my experience of what I've done. 90% of the money that I manage and in multiple accounts is all stocks, and the other 10% is options. And that's purposely set up that way because you can't be wasted money. But I'll give you an example. 3 years ago, I took $1,500 and I turned it into $19,000. Walked away with $16,000. So I was at 19, and then with the other ones that lost, that was in 3 months. I did that. $1,500 to $19,000. away with $16,000. So, you know, if you turn $1,000, for example, and 4 months from now, let's say it's worth $10,000. Let's say I lose $3,000. Do we focus on the loss of the $3,000, or do we still say that we're $6,000 ahead because the value is $7,000? Of course, we're still ahead. You're gonna have losses. You're gonna have gains. It's just like, and I know a majority of you that are in here are part of the reselling community right now because you support me at my other channel. And the same analogy can be used. You can go to a thrift store or a Goodwill or buy stuff, and you know, 80% of your stuff sells and you make money, and there's 20% that's junk that you throw away or that you sell at a loss or you sell to break even. Same thing in the market. You gotta, you know, it's a business and stuff like that. So. All right, well, guys, we are hitting 41 minutes here, and once I get going on this, I actually enjoy talking about it. I'm hoping in the future to have guests on, and I'm hoping you guys are learning from this. I hope you enjoy, appreciate the support, and it's nice to. Yeah, Arthur, I don't know how many there's been, but we actually do own 100 shares of Pfizer, you know, because it's got a 5%. I mean, with the money that they're gonna that they're being paid, the stock should. It did. We bought it in at around 35, where it is right now, and it was at 4. We should have sold. See, this is one of those things where people would say, and I'm going to go a little bit longer and explain this. Sometimes people get greedy. I never like to get like that. And sometimes I sell too early because of that. But I bought Pfizer before at around $35, and it had hit $42 in December. When they got FDA approved, I should have sold it. I would have made basically a 15% in about 3 weeks. Here it is back down to 35. So sometimes I will do those type of things. I will get out of a stock because I made 15% fast in 2 weeks, and then let it adjust back down and buy it again. And let's say at that time, then okay, I made 15%. Then it goes up 7%, and I'll sell it again. Now all of a sudden I'm like, I got a 22% return on the same position. And you do that 2 or 3 times a year. Before you know it, you're like, wow, I made 30% on that stock, even though the stock will say, oh, it was only up 10% for the year. That was my hope with Roku. Roku, I had shorted at 320. Last week, it was back down to 385. And now in 9 days, it shot up 100 points. So it really has gone against me. Yeah, it bothers me and stuff like that. But I think we need to be honest with ourselves when we do when we're in business and when we have money involved or we make mistakes, that we need to acknowledge them and learn from them. And I'm here to kind of explain this to you. I know not everybody in the room can afford to, let's say, put $1,000 on something like that. But you know what? Start out at $50 a month. Open a mutual fund. You know, it's amazing how over time. My youngest son, you know, he started with $50 a month, and before you know, he had 5,000, he had 7, and then took the money and turned it into a, you know, a big account that I'm hoping that one day, you know, a lot of times families will wait to give their kids something when they go. I want to give my kids something while I'm alive. And part of what I'm doing for him is teaching him about money and managing his money so that, because I was a 17-year-old father. So let's say when I'm 77, he's going to be 60. So we'll probably be, if God, you know, God bless, I make it that long. If he retires a millionaire, people can say that he retired and I helped him get there, and by investing in that. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Keep following me. I will try to go live like this once a week and talk with you guys. Watch my other videos, learn from this, and I appreciate the support, everybody. And if you're new to the channel and just a regular guy investing, I've had 4 restaurants. I'm a reseller, and I went through cancer a couple years ago. Now I'm bouncing back, and I hope you enjoy this. And I want to give you guys really frank discussions, as if I was talking to my kids or my friends, saying get involved. Don't be afraid. better in the long run and save money and set yourself goals and stuff like that. So thanks again and have a great day.